Can you hear me, Tina? I can't hear you, Tina. I can't hear you.
Hey, can you hear me?
I can hear you now. Yeah.
Okay. Okay.
Okay.
Oh,
Yeah, you got to put it down towards the table. Yeah. Yeah, further down. Perfect. Right there. Perfect.
perfect like that. But
Yeah.
but my thing doesn't stand because it goes forward. I have to put something in the front.
Oh. Yeah, wait till the beginning. Just stay here. Make sure everything's set, okay?
But you won't be able to see me if it's too low.
Well,
Because
I don't know what to tell you. Remember, you got to
okay, let me see.
Your head's cut
Tap
off.
it.
Your head's cut off a little bit.
So let's see further.
Where do I put her as a pinpoint? How come I can't put her as a pinpoint, Peter? As the host. Why can't I do this as a pinpoint?
Yeah.
Oh, pin her like that.
Is it better?
Oh, I see. And then how do I unpin her? Remove pin. Oh, by clicking that. Okay. Okay. So remember, we're going to do the PowerPoint first. Talk slow. I'll introduce you. Talk slow. Go through the PowerPoint. And I don't know if you want to just, I'll follow you. And then the PowerPoint should take no more than what, 10 minutes?
Yeah, probably.
Okay. And
depending
then
how many questions they have. If they don't have much questions, we can finish earlier.
Right. Okay. And then you'll do the demo. So I'll explain to them the procedure. And then if they want to email me the questions. Yeah. Oh, David Lamb is coming here.
Okay, so you can see me, the tea. Oh, if it's a little bit further, you better.
I have a person already on waiting, Tina. Okay.
Okay.
Hold on. Put in waiting room. Okay. Oh, another person. Oh, right. Excited.
At least we have two.
Okay. Should I put in the waiting room still?
Yeah, let them wait a little bit.
Okay.
Let's take a long time there.
I moved the PowerPoint because there's one thing.
Then what you need to do is shrink down your seat. Then we can see your head more. There.
Yeah, but
Get a lower seat. Get a lower seat. And you don't have to move the camera.
then you cannot see me.
Perfect. Perfect. I'm so smart.
That's too short.
Well, if you're too short, but at least you can see the tea, but you can see your head. That's much better.
Yeah, because I need to talk about it.
Yeah.
You know?
And then zoom into the tea and the tea leaves and the color is good. Yeah.
Like here.
Yep. It's perfect. Perfect.
She's still using her iPad again?
Yeah, just the iPad. Okay.
It's an iPad. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, so Tina, are you ready? I'm going to let them in and we'll be quiet, okay?
Yeah, that's fine.
Okay.
No, honey.
Did I just stop video? No, it's recording.
That's nice. Use the culture center as the background. Uh-oh. No more. Susan, can I hear you?
Oh, I said I don't want to see Peter. That's why I did it. Get out of the picture,
okay.
Peter.
Everybody knows him. It doesn't matter.
I gotta go work.
Oh, he got disappear.
Okay.
I'm gonna go get coffee. You don't need me here.
No, Well, wait till the beginning, Peter, just in case I have issues. Hold on.
What is this?
I just want to make sure.
I need some tea. I'm going to make some tea for myself. Yeah. I didn't eat anything yet, so
Well, aren't you going to tell us what's good with black tea and green tea?
yeah.
Yeah.
How's you find?
I have it in the back, but now I have to move to the front. I'm going to talk about it later. Green tea goes well with chocolates and candies and cookies. You won't be able to see it anyway.
Tina, we'll give it a couple minutes then. You have to unmute yourself.
All right.
Yeah, we'll give it a couple minutes.
So we'll wait till more people come in.
Okay.
Okay. I'll make some tea for myself.
Hi, Barbara. Hi,
Hi,
David.
how are you doing?
Hi, Alan. Hi, Paula.
I didn't eat breakfast.
We'll give it a couple more minutes and then we'll start at 9:05.
Okay. 9:05. No.
It's
Almost
9:03.
9:05.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Tina, are you ready?
Yeah.
Okay. Let me get this here. Good morning, everybody. My name is Susan, and we welcome you to the Tucson Chinese Cultural Center tea ceremony presentation that will be presented by Mrs. Tina Lau. It's going to entail first a PowerPoint presentation for 5 to 7 minutes, and we welcome questions. If you want to, you can either chat the question to me, or you can ask the question yourself during the presentation at any time. And then after the PowerPoint presentation, Tina will be doing some demonstrations for the different types of tea leaves that are available to you. So at this point, Tina, take it away.
Good morning, everybody. Happy Chongyang Festival. And in a couple of days, Chongyang Festival is always on a Sunday. It's based on the lunar calendar. It's a September 9th of each lunar year. So it falls on different days. Again, just like Chinese New Year, you know, those holidays. And this is the second most important holiday to Chinese, because to Chinese, age means a lot in the good way, okay? So we show a lot of respect to the elderly, and we do a lot of things on the Chongyang festival for the elderly. We take them to treat them with a good food and good dinner, and take them to do some exercise. So next in PowerPoint, I'm going to go through what is Chongyang, what do we do, what do we eat in the Chongyang festival, And later we'll talk about the Chinese tea ceremony. And as you can see, there's some tea set here. Okay, now Susan's going to put on the PowerPoint. Okay, there you go. No, let's start from the beginning. There you go. So we say Chongyang Festival. It will be on the Sunday, this coming Sunday, which is the 25th. It's the actual day. And today's Thursday is the senior day, so we talk about it today. And Chongyang Festival, we call it 老人节. Chongyang in Chinese, Chong meaning double. Yang meaning yang, like yin and yang. Yang is a positive energy. Yin is on the other side. So double night, September 9th, which is a double night, right? Meaning double yang, yin yang, yang. So double yang, so we call Chongyang Festival, meaning double long. And nine in Chinese, the pronunciation sounds like a long. So double long, meaning longevity. So that's why we call it Chongyang. And also it's meaningful to elderly. Okay, let's move to next page. Okay, in Chongyang, what do we do? As early as a hiking, not necessary to a very high building, I mean high mountain. It could be anywhere like a high tower, somewhat high, because Chongyang is in fall season. In the fall season, it starts cool down a little bit, and with a little breeze, the air is nice. So we hike to a higher place. The air is nice, and also doing some exercise. It's good for elderly, and also we do something to show respect to the ancestor, and respecting the elderly. As I said earlier, we make some special food or treat them to a nice restaurant to celebrate this holiday. And also Chongyang, because I said it's in fall, it's a harvest season. And we also celebrate the harvest in the Chongyang Festival. And the other thing we do is to admire the chrysanthemum, the beauty, because fall season is the chrysanthemum blooming. So you can go somewhere that has a lot of chrysanthemum blooming area to admire it, enjoy the beauty. Okay, let's move. Okay, what do we eat in Chongyang? As you can see, there's some cake and some cookies. So we make special Chongyang cake for the elderly. And we also make some wine out of the chrysanthemum. We call it chrysanthemum wine. You go too fast, Susan. Okay, there you go. So we drink chrysanthemum wine. And also there's a special, because the fall season starts to cool this weather, we need to eat something to keep you warm. So we call it mutton. Mutton meaning the, what's that called? A sheep, or the young sheep. Okay, the noodle soup with the meat, with the goat meat. American call it goat. Anyway, so that's the most powerful three things we eat. So next we'll talk about the Chinese tea ceremony. So Chinese tea ceremony has a long history. Let's move to next page, Susan. Okay, it has over 5,000 years in the ancient China. So there's a legend in 2732 BC, which is a long time ago, about 5,000. This emperor, he was boiling some water, and then the tree leaves kind of fall into that hot pot. I mean, with the boiling water. So he drinks the soup with the tea leaves in there. He really likes it, enjoy it. And that's how we start the tea history. Let's move to next. Okay, we continue the tea history. And the tea was very popular in China a long time ago. It used not just as a food, it's more like a medicine. because the belief that helps digestion and all kinds of health benefit. So it was used as a medicine, a medical way to have people to drink it. But then it started to go to world round. It was in 16th century. So the sea trade by then, because there's no, there's no train, there's no airplane, it goes by ship. So the sea trade route between China and the Western, so it was about 1517, which is 16th century, that increased the spread of the tea through the whole world. And tea drinking begins as early as 15 BC in Yunnan province. Yunnan province is in China, southwest, close to Thailand, those area. It starts there. Okay, and it first became known to the Western civilization. It was by the Portuguese prices and the merchants in Lebanon during the 16th century. That's how they found out. And then the England, not until 100 years later, which is the 17th century, it went into England. Let's move to next. Okay, today, China still, if you count the country, China is still the biggest country to consume tea. So it was about 1.6 billion pounds a year. So way higher, more than other countries. But if it's by per person, it's different. Turkey was number one, is number one right now. And then Ireland, and then the United Kingdom. And people there by person is the biggest drinker. It's in those countries. Okay, let's move to next. But the oldest tea tree, as you can see in the PowerPoint, the tree is like a huge, big tree. It was in Sichuan area of China, Sichuan, close to Tibet area, and west, north a little bit, side of China. So this tree has over 2,700 years history, and expensive, extremely expensive. Any tea you can get out of this old tree. It's in Sichuan area where the panda is, kind of cold and humid in that area. Okay, let's move to next. So write down any question if you have. You can ask me, I don't know when the PowerPoint finish or between. Now we're talking about the major health benefit of drinking tea. So the tea leaves us, any kind of tea leaves are full of antioxidants and contain substantial that lower the risk of cancer. It was the number one, especially the green tea is very good to prevent cancer. And then diabetes, and then the heart disease. These are the three major benefits you can get out of it by drinking tea.
Tina, somebody asked, what kind of tea is good for losing weight?
Losing weight, the black tea probably is the best. Now it's very popular. I will talk about it later. The black tea that can cleansing your system and get rid of those fats and whatever you don't need inside of your body. Okay, let's move to the next page. Now let's talk about different type of tea. The first kind I want to talk is the green tea. Green tea is, we call it non-fermented tea. So it's made like, how to say, you put in air dry or very light bay with hands roll and to make it dry. You keep the most natural taste of the tea leaves. And then it has more caffeine in it, the green tea. And you don't drink green tea in the morning, in the evening, they cannot sleep. It's like coffee. But when it gets fermented and the caffeine gets less. So green tea has the highest. If you need energy, you can drink green tea. If you're on work, you don't want to fall asleep, when sleepy, you drink green tea. That will keep you awake. So, and green tea goes well with different desserts, like cookies and chocolates. And those are best combination. Okay, let's move to next. Okay, next we call it semi-fermented tea. Semi-fermented between black tea and green tea. So the color is a little bit darker than green tea, and the caffeine is a little bit less. Taste a little more, it's a little stronger. So we call it partial fermented. Like oolong tea, it's a semi-fermented. It's not black tea, oolong tea. And Tie Guan Yin is I think they started quite a few years ago. And it's a special way to dry the tea, and the process makes it very, smell very nice and taste very nice as well. So it has been very popular now in China, but not in the world, but in China mostly. And it's mild than the black tea, but a little stronger than the green tea. So it was very, very popular for last a few years, until the black tea now is very popular because the diet type of effect. Let's move to next. Okay, now we're talking about black tea. In Chinese, we call it red tea actually, but in English, there's no such thing as red tea. So people know tea as green tea or black tea. But actually in Chinese, we call it red tea. So black tea is a completely fermented tea. So how to say, it's made of the degree of the fermentation, baking, and the tea leaf maturity. And when we first started the tea history many, many years ago, a few thousand years ago, it was only green tea. Because by then people drink fresh green tea, but when time passed, and then they start to go to different parts of the world, and it takes lots of time, long time to ship a tea from China to other countries, by boat or by ship. By then it takes a few months. So that's how they invented the black tea, the fully fermented tea, which they can keep for a longer time. And for the, when you send it to other countries, it takes longer. That's how black tea started. But for a longest time, green tea is still the most expensive one. Like in United Kingdom, in China, green tea was the most expensive one. And the fully fermented tea is cheaper. Not yet. Susan, still in the black tea. Black tea. There you go. Okay. So as I said earlier, the black tea, because it's fully fermented, it has less caffeine. Okay. But it tastes strong. Sometimes can be a little bit bitter. But it's better for to preserve the tea. And it goes well with the dry fruits, beef jerky, nuts, and things like that. Okay, let's move to next. So when we talk about the tea sets, in China, there's so many things. Right now, you can see all those things. I'm going to demonstrate it later, how to use those and what is for what. Okay, let's move to next. When we say how to drink tea, the best temperature, water temperature, is 90 to 100 degrees, depending on what kind of leaves you're drinking. Usually green teas takes lower temperature, like 90 degrees, because the natural brew. Okay, so you need a lower degree hot water. and the black tea needs 100 degrees. And the green tea, you should let it in the water for a shorter time than the black tea. So green tea takes about 2 minutes. Black tea, 2.5 or 3, depend. If it's a semi-fermented, maybe 2.5 minutes. Fully fermented, the black tea is 3 minutes, but 3 minutes is the max. Okay, if you go over, you let the tea stick in the water too long, it tastes funny. It doesn't taste good. Okay, I'll talk about how to drink it later, or show you how to. Okay, now we talk a little more detailed about the health benefit. So different kinds of tea. Doesn't matter, green tea, black tea, red tea, semi-fermented tea, fully fermented tea, they're all antioxidant. So it helps to build your immune system, to improve the cognitive function, and decrease the risk of, the heart problem thing. Less fatigue. As I told you earlier, if you need energy, drink green tea is good. Any kind of tea probably give you some energy, but green tea is the most because it has the highest caffeine in it. It helps to lower blood pressure. Also slow down the aging. People like me drink lots of tea, look younger. Reduce stress, of course. When you drink tea, you intended to relax and drink it with some dessert and some nuts, some fruits, chocolates, and sit down and sit back and enjoy life. Enjoy the good tea and the good dessert. So that's all the health benefits. Now, when we talk about the art of tea set, there are so many different kinds in China now. They can be very, very expensive. They can be very, popular, not so expensive. For those teapots made of the herb, like the one in the middle, kind of dark color, it's good for red or black tea. And the glass one on the right-hand side on the top, that's better for green tea or flower tea. Sometimes they use chrysanthemum, the dry chrysanthemum with the gold tea. They can make a good flower tea. So as you can see, all the green tea is in the glass. First, you can see the color of the tea leaves. And also for the green tea, you really enjoy the smell too. With the glass, it's good for to come out. But for the black tea, you use the one made of earth. That one that can keep the black teas taste better. So different type of tea, you use different tea sets. Let's move to next. Now we talk about the teapots. The left-hand side on the top, that's an ancient piece from a long, long time ago. It worth a couple $1,000s. And for some tea, you can see they can make the rocks. They're made of different herbs. Yixing is the one in China, in the middle, like Zhejiang, in the middle of China. They make the best teapots for a famous brand with a good artist to make one good teapot. It works like the most expensive one, you probably cannot tell. Let me tell you that. That will be the bottom line from the right hand, the second one. The second one from the right hand, the bottom. That worth like 15,000 American dollars. They can be very expensive, a good piece. So a lot of people don't use it because if you break it, you lose the $15,000. So sometimes people collect it just as a piece of art. Okay, so let's go to the bottom. So thank you for joining us today. I'm going to show you the demonstrated tea. Okay. Hello. Okay, let me see. Let me move to as this tea set in front of me now, if you can see. This is a white porcelain set. So when we talk about how to use it, This is more like a pot, as you can see, with the lid on. I have some leaves in there. I was drinking some 铁观音. So I don't keep soaking in the water. I pour it in the water inside. First, if it's a black tea, you need to wash it. What is called wash? Let me do this. I have some boiling water here. I poured it in the teacup, the teapot. We call this is kind of like a pot. And then I use a container. So the first, before you drink it, wash it. Only for the black tea, not the green tea. Green tea you can drink right away. So for the black tea, you need to wash it first, throw this away, you don't drink that, okay? And then you put in more water with the lid to keep the temperature for 3 minutes. 3 minutes for red tea. And then there is a container like this. It's an empty container. What is this for? After 3 minutes, we're going to put this tea, pull this tea. You don't keep it in there for longest time. You put this container. Okay, now you can serve the tea in the container. So I have teacups here. So now you can serve to people. So when you need more, then when you finish here, you put more water in here, and then you start the second run. Usually for black tea, maybe 3 runs, and for green tea, 2 runs, okay? And green tea has less flavor. So let me move to as I told you earlier, for the red tea, actually it's better for some teacups like this, made of earth. This is a pot. This is the container I was talking earlier. When you soak it for 3 minutes, you put it in here. Then you start to put in a little teacup to serve, like the little teacups, okay? And so different earths that make different color. This is darker. Look at this. This is kind of red with the teacups. So different earths that can make different one. And this is a nice piece with a curve on it. It could be very expensive if you can see better like this. Did you see the curve? All the way around. This is a nice piece. And there is something that make it very unique. Look at this, there's a dragon head here. When I pour the water, it sticks out, it comes out. That's kind of trick, it's cute. Not just cute, because the unique process makes this piece very expensive. Okay, now let me show you the tea set, the tools. So you can see there's like a spoon, a scoop. That's for the tea. So when you scoop the tea, don't use your hand, because your hand has a temperature and also germs. So you use it, you open it, you use this spoon to scoop the tea and put it in your teapot. Okay, this is what this is for. This is the Chinese version of tea spoon. This is the American way. You can find in the tea store. I think they're selling something like this that you can use to scoop the tea out of the container. And this, when you buy the whole set, it's kind of like a needle. You can see this is made of bamboo. What's this for? This is for cleaning the teacup, the teapot, to clean the tea leaves stuck in the mouth, okay? That's what this for. And there's a little tiny thing. This is also made of bamboo, kind of like spoon, but not necessary. When you clean the teapots, you clean those leaves out of it and everywhere. And if you have this, something like this, kind of like a fork, but only two, sometimes the teapot is too hot. You use it to get this thing out of that, okay? And sometimes it comes with a brush. This is also for cleaning the teacup, the teapot, or the teacups. Each person coming, they don't share teacups. If they do, different person to drink a cup, you need to use the 100-degree boiling water to wash it, to sanitize, okay? So you can sanitize it with hot water, then you can reuse it, somebody else can use it. And also, there's one more thing, this thing, you see it? Okay, this is like a, kind of like a sword, smaller version of sword with a pointed head made of stainless steel. What's this for? With a container like this. This is used for those big tea. We call it pu'er. Look at this. Pu'er tea. Pu'er tea is in Yunnan area. They have this called raw tea. This is called, how to say, this is raw. The other one is fully fermented. So this is, for tea like this, it's like a whole piece of cake. Very hard, very hard. So you open it, and then you put in a container made of bamboo like that. And then you use the stick to crush it, to make it into smaller pieces. And then they have a mouth like this. So you pour it out into the tea pot or some kind of container. You can do it once and then save it in a container. So next time you don't have to do this every single time. But pu'er tea is very popular right now. It's for losing weight. Pu'er tea is the most effective one. Pu'er, like a P-U-E-R, pu'er tea. So these are the tools of the tea. And so when we say drinking tea, the R is, when you pour the tea in there, let me use this set, you can see better. This tea here, we smell it, just like you drink wine. People serve you with a good tea, say, enjoy. You take it out, you smell it. Nice. This is 铁观音. So it's between black and green tea, I said. It smells very nice. And then you sip. You don't drink like water, like that, okay? You sip, and then you can enjoy with your chocolates. Chocolates like that, melting inside your mouth with hot tea. Okay, green tea goes well with chocolates and cookies. And black tea goes well with dried fruits and like nuts, okay? Well, whatever you think is please your mouth, that's okay. It doesn't have to be strict. We just say maybe it's perfect combination for those. Let me show you the tea color.
Tina,
Yeah,
somebody emailed and asked, what type of tea would be good for young people to drink?
young people,
Like teenagers.
not necessarily. Well, a lot of people, they don't like young people to drink green tea because it makes them crazier. The green tea, they give you lots of energy, you know. So this is the color of green tea. You can see. Can you see better? Okay. This is the 铁观音, the semi-fermented tea. It looks like this color. And when we talk about black tea, fully fermented tea, it's like this. Black tea or red tea. And in China, a lot of tea comes in a tea bag like this. 铁观音. Okay, tea bag, this is for a teapot, like a little bigger teapot. But if a small teacup like this, you only use half of it. So you open it, you put in half, okay? So depend, but if it's a big teapot, you can put more. This tea, when they pack like that, it preserves better, okay? But if you drink lots of tea, you can still get nice one like this. This is a red tea. So they're coming in a big container with lots of tea inside, like a big tea bag. Okay.
Tina,
Or, yeah.
somebody asked, once you pour the hot water into the tea leaves, how often can you use that same tea leaf?
I said like green tea for 2 runs.
2 rounds? Okay.
Yeah, and black tea can be 3 runs.
Okay.
And it's also depend, you know, how big your pot is. If the teapot's big and then the leaves is not so much, and you know, if it's a lot of tea, you don't let it sit too long. Okay. If it's a black tea, if you put in too much, you can go more than 3. You just taste it. If no taste, just change it. Yeah. Okay. I think for the demonstration, any other question? See the tea leaves coming like this. This is like a whole box. A good tea, this is from a oak tree. So it's certification, telling from where, from what tree. This is from old tea trees. So it coming in a nice wood box like this. Okay, when you open it, it's not that much. It's only with this specs in there. Also, pour cha can make it like a collection like this with the design. You can see with the design on the tea. For pour cha, because it's fully fermented, it can be set as long as you like. The longer, the better. But not for green tea. Green tea, the fresher is better. So you better drink every, they say, before Ming, meaning Qingming. Qingming is a April 5th. April 5th, before April 5th, the green tea is the best. They call it 前明茶, meaning before the Qingming, that makes the best green tea, the time, okay? But for fully fermented black tea, the longer, the better. For something, make it like a cake, like this. You can sit in your house as a decoration. And when you want to drink it after many years, you can use the container I showed you earlier with this knife to make it in the little pieces. So these days, tea can make it so like, how to say, like a piece of art. See the glass tea leaf, the teacup can be like that. When I drink green tea, I like to use this set. When I drink black tea, I can use this set. Okay. Any questions? A good green tea, let me show you this one. This one. This is a very special one in the middle of China. Very, very expensive. People send me as a gift. The tea probably worth close to $1,000 with 3-4 ounces inside the container. But this container worth more. worth $2,000. Here, this tea is very, very nice. China used it to treat special guests when the president of India visit China, and then President Xi, the current president in China, as a company, they went to middle China, and we know the West Lake. There is the East Lake in Wuhan area that make this tea, and they use this tea as a gift and let them taste it and let the president of India take it home. So that tea, very famous one, very nice. I precious this. Only let the very nice friend to taste a little bit. Okay, it's called 恩施玉露. 恩施玉露 is the place from a remote area. There's no chemical use. It's a natural environment. And in the old days, tea leaves only let the younger people to, when they serve the emperor, they use young age girls like 15, 16 years old. They pick and then keep it in the between the breasts, use the natural flavor of this young female, young woman body, and then to make the green tea for the emperor. But these days, of course, we don't use that kind of anymore. But a good tea, green tea like that, the 恩施玉露 from the area is still very precious, very tastes very, very nice.
Okay, Tina, we have some questions. Where is
Sure.
the place in Tucson to buy tea leaves?
There's a place called 7 Cup. You go to Google, 7 Cup Tea. I forgot
It's
that.
on 6th Street, 7 Teacups. It's on 6th Street in Campbell.
Yeah, close to U of A. Yeah, there's 7 teacups. I know the owner. She get fresh teas from China, and she went to China to look at those fields where they raise the tea and tasted how's the tea, and then she picked the one she thinks is good, and also it's organic according to her. She tastes organic, natural type of tea back to the U.S. The price is a little bit pricey, but they have a very good one. There's one I think a lot of Americans like it. It's called Pearl Mo Li. It's like a Mo Li. What's the Mo Li? Mo Li. Hey, Susan, what's a Mo Li in English? You know the white with a very strong flavor, the white flower. Mo Li Hua, Mo Li flower. American called it, I forgot the name, gosh.
Chrysanthemum?
No. They make it like a little, they call it pearl, which is a little round thing like a pearl.
Oh, the
side.
dragon pearl tea.
Yeah, kind of. That's made of Mo Li Hua. Mo Li Hua is a very strong. I think Americans really like it. There's a name for that. Maybe I can find it from my cell phone.
And one of the things, Tina, I'm sure you would agree, when the center opens back up, maybe perhaps we can actually have a tea tasting at the Chinese Center to continue on the tea ceremony, right? That would be a great opportunity for people to actually try tea
Sure.
with you.
Yeah, sure. We can do that to let people just actually taste it. And I don't know, you can tell what's a good tea, what's not so good. I'll let you know.
Okay.
Some less expensive one and middle expensive and some real nice ones, so you can tell the difference. A good tea really can make you calm, make you relax, and also it's good for your health.
Next question.
I don't think. Yeah.
Next question, Tina. They ask, how much tea do you use? How much tea leaf do you use for an 8 ounce or 8 ounce cup of tea? How much tea leaves?
8 ounce cup is very small, right? It's not even 16 ounce. 8 ounce, I would say, let me see.
Probably 8 ounces is your brown tea, maybe.
If you have a tea spoon like that, I think one scoop will be good. I don't know how big is this one though. I bought this in Tijuana. They used to have this shop in Tucson Mall and then it closed. Tijuana, did you see that? Tijuana. Maybe you go to Google, they might have it in Amazon. You go to the Tijuana or just teaspoon or something, maybe you can find it. See, this is very little comparing with my hand. It's not that big. So one scoop like this will be good for the 6 ounce.
Next question, Tina, is how do you choose tikunyam not based on price? How do you know how to choose a good tea leaf if it's just not based on price, and don't base it on price? What are the characteristics that you want to look for choosing tea leaves?
Well, price is always connected to the it's with the quality, because a good quality will cost a little more. When you go to a restaurant to serve those teas and teapot, usually it's like a 10 pounds with $10. Those are like, you know, the sticks or OOT, and it's not so good tea. That's cheaper. You go to Chinese restaurants, say oolong tea. Those are cheap oolong tea. But good oolong tea is very, very tasty. It has nice smell, stronger, and the flavor is much nicer. Yeah.
Do you look at the tea leaf size? Do you look at, do they tell you how long the tea has been fermented? Just like in wine, the age of the wine?
No, they don't mark it that way.
Okay.
Usually, how can you tell you like certain type of tea? It's by tasting. A lot of in China, a lot of boutique, the selling teas, the selling tea sets, they let people try it. You sit down, they put different brand and different type of tea and different price. They let you taste it and you say, "Oh, I really like this one." Then you buy that one. So tasting is the best way to tell, you know, which one you like the best. Sometimes it might not be the most expensive one, but really the personal taste, I think, is different. It makes it different.
Does it make a difference in the provenance that it comes from?
Yeah, and some the famous in tea makes good tea is a Yunnan, makes very good black tea. Yunnan, 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 the Chinese spelling, Yunnan makes the best black pu'er. Earlier I talked about the pu'er. Pu'er has lots of health benefit to lose weight, help digestions, and that one is the big one I show you, like this, pu'er. It's in Yunnan. Pu'er, they can sell it separate or they can sell it like a pair. The raw tea and the fermented tea. Usually people would drink the fully fermented tea, not the raw one. See, I have a huge one here, just one piece. This is a fully fermented pu'er tea. I have many of this because they can keep a long time. The longer the flavor is better. That's called pu'er. But it has to be from Yunnan province. Yunnan, Yunnan.
Tina, last question somebody asked is, what's the benefits of Bole tea versus jasmine tea?
Oh, jasmine, that's what I'm talking about. The jasmine tea, the jasmine pearl. When you say dragon pearl, the pearl is like little tiny round size with a strong jasmine flavor. That one is very good. I think they're made of natural jasmine instead of putting chemical to make it, you know, when you buy cheap ones, of course, it's not natural jasmine flower. So it makes it different. If you go to tea, because I bought that before there, one of my client, American, really liked the jasmine flavor dragon pearl tea. So I went to 7 Cup to buy. I know they have it, but now I don't know. I don't know if they still have it. Because of the pandemic, they might get the fresh ones from China.
Well, I think that's it, Tina. Thank you very much. If anybody else has any questions, I think this was great. Thank you for everybody's support in coming to our first tea ceremony presentation. Have a
Hey,
good day. Yes.
earlier when people have the question where they can buy the tea, I mean the
Yes.
Yunnan, the black tea, but Fujian is the southeast side of China. Fujian is Fu and Jiang makes the good semi like oolong or Teguanyin. Teguanyin is very good from Fujian area, from Fujian province. Fujiang, Fujian. But green tea only in middle of China, like West Lake, like Zhejiang, okay. So it's Zejiang. Zhejiang province makes the best green tea.
Any more questions? Okay, we'd like to thank Tina and thank everybody for coming. Have a good day again and have a cup of tea and be well.
Yeah.
And we'll see everybody next time.
Thank you for joining us and have a nice tea party, afternoon tea in your house this afternoon. Get some tea. Enjoy. Thank you. Keep health. Keep safe.